starting off, we have Mr. Fishhead for Australia's Ninja Warrior at the starting podium. He will go through the grueling, challenging obstacle course starting at the slip and slide, which has icy sides which will slide down to his death. Moving on quickly to the wall-to-wall, where all contestants will face the challenge of having to grip on to each of the sliding panels before they could slip off and hurt themselves very, very badly, springing from one to the other. Once they complete that, they climb up the steep ladder and onto the rope of death, which has a spinning platform. You can see the blue platform there. Then they will grab the rope without getting cut by the golden swords, and will have to encounter and climb across above the flames, claw spikes, electric water, without getting cut by the crossbow, the bomb thrower, or the heated air jet, and also the lasers. Then moving on further, we have the bucket spinner, where they have to jump straight into and be fearful that they do not get shot. Once they pass the bucket spinner, they will have to move on to the robot gauntlet. The robot gauntlet will lead them up a ladder, through some spinning blades, onto a floor blade, past the two grueling robots who will grab and snatch at them, and past the pipe with a spinning disc. Then onto the end, if they pass, they get onto the puppy and the killer penguin. Then from there they get onto the red platform, jump down into this acid fire where they spring, and the platform will actually dissolve and disintegrate the longer they stay on it, and they must spring above the fire onto the panel and up into the Death Tower trap. As you can see here, the Death Tower trap has many levels of varying difficulty and challenges. It has some scary spikes, guns, and a trap here right at the top. Coming up the Death Tower trap, they will have to climb up the pink icing slide of death. As they climb up to the top, they must get up to this and escape this shooting robot with a timer on there and the trap as aforementioned. Coming back down to the middle level, they come through the green gates, bust through, press the buzzer, jump down onto this lower level and get into the rocket car. This will be for the winner. The winner will drive away, will get to own the rocket car as well as this large bounty of gold. The gold, as you can see here, is in an old disused fire truck, which will be given to the second contestant, who is the fastest on the time. What we haven't agreed yet is whether or not the second contestant would in fact drive off and steal the gold themselves. But we will get to this later in the show. Okay, and first we continue with our contestant, Mr. Fishhead. And here we have Mr. Fishhead jumping across the wall-to-wall. It's quite difficult, as you can see, with his fish hands to be holding the wall-to-wall. And then up the ladder he must go onto the blue spinning platform. Oh, and he's knocked the ladder. Is he defaulted? No, judges say he's still in the race, and he goes across the rope of death. As he gets across, he misses out the hot air jet, he gets past the golden blades, and he jumps down into the spinning bucket, which we can see here spinning, and it's spun off, and he's dead. It appears that Mr. Fishhead is dead. The first contestant didn't just not make it through, he died. And on to the next contestant. And next up, we have at the podium, Sally Pimples. And off to a great start across the slip. Oh, she fell on the slip and slide. A precarious start, and on she gets to the wall, springing back and forward. It appears she may have cheated, and she's going back and forward. Oh no, she has complied, and she jumps again. That's better. As Emma Pimples goes up the ladder onto the rope of death. She jumps on above the blue spinning platform, goes slowly across the rope, and then onto the bucket spinner, where she gets spun around and manages to hold on. Oh, and the whole thing breaks away, but she is still alive. And as she goes, she then climbs up the white ladder onto the gauntlet, robot gauntlet. Jumped off! Wasn't her head, no, just her body to her bloody death. As you can see, the spinning blades spinning here tightly and killing. Oh well, we must go on to our third contestant.
Next we have Man Who Is a Bird, also known as Birdman.
This is gonna be so easy.
And so Birdman is about to start as our third contestant and just almost cheated, but we will watch him and make sure no cheating is allowed. Ready, Birdman?
Yes.
And off Birdman goes across the slip and slide. And further on to the wall, and knocked over the podium, oh my lord! And that takes the challenge of bouncing between the panels on the wall-to-wall. Spring, and onto the white ladder, climbing up onto the rope of death, missing the blue spinning panel, slowly going across the rope, and onto the bucket spinner. As the bucket spinner spins round, Birdman, knocks over another one of the podiums, and then climbs onto the white ladder, ready to go through the robot gauntlet. And oh no, look, what have we here? Where can we see the spotlight? It is Birdman flying across the robot gauntlet, and bang! Birdman has been shot and disqualified for cheating by flying across the robot gauntlet. That is a warning to other contestants, do not cheat. Next up to the podium we have the ex-prisoner, or maybe still prisoner, Bob Price.
I'm gonna be the first Australian Ninja Warrior. I'm gonna get all the gold.
Oh, he sounds very confident, and here we have the hooter. And he jumps off onto the slip and slide, makes it across safely onto the wall-to-wall, jumps from one panel to the other with ease, making it look like a children's playground. Up to the ladder he goes, and he gets to the rope of death. Ooh, he looks a bit wobbly on that. He gets down onto the blue spinning platform, and then jumps. Oh, and look at him, he's fallen into the fire. And the claws that have pincered him and bitten him in the head, it is true, he is no longer a prisoner, he is dead. Dead Bob Price, there is no more of Bob, he will now be fed to the fishes. Right, who do we have next as our contestant? Next on Australia's Ninja Warrior, we have an American contestant. It appears to be the Joker. And the Joker is on the podium. Are you ready, Joker?
Yeah.
Commence. Now to a great start on the slip and slide, straight onto the wall-to-wall with reckless abandon, onto the white ladder and slowly across the rope of death, avoiding the fire, avoiding the rock spinning platform, avoiding the claws, avoiding the lasers, avoiding the catapult, avoiding the hot air jet, avoiding the golden blades, and skipping across as he goes, getting to the end onto the spinning bucket spinner. Oh, no, he's stuck. Oh, he got stuck, but he got back on the rope carefully, and he makes it to the end and grabs onto the camera, jumps down into the bucket spinner. It gets spun around recklessly, and he manages to get out. He jumps onto the platform, onto the white ladder. He climbs up the white ladder, and he makes it to the robot gauntlet. He gets past does he get past the blades? Oh, he does. He gets past the blades. And we get through, we can see right down from it on top. He gets through the robot gauntlet. Is he going to make it through? Oh, watch the vicious dog. And look, he tripped on the vicious dog. And the lands in the fire acid. And the Joker is our furthest contestant, but he's another one who is dead. And he is dragged away. To the podium on Australia's Ninja Warrior, we have Stu Trooper. Is that correct? I'm just checking for the judges now. Yes, Stu Trooper. He's the cousin of Stormtrooper. A lesser known and less evil character is Stu. Stu, are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, Stu, you sound excited. Wait for the horn. And he's off, he's onto the slip and slide and straight through the wall to wall. Wow, one of the fastest contestants so far. He jumps onto the rope of death. Oh, he's doing a tightrope walk rope. What an amazing feat. We haven't seen the core strength of a contestant like this since the beginning, which was earlier tonight. And he makes it to the end safely, jumps on to the bucket spinner. And is he spun around? Yes, he gets spun around. Oh, no, did he fall off? He is okay. The judges declare it reasonable. The bucket spinner goes round and round, and then he makes it through, goes onto the ladder. He climbs up and goes through the robot gauntlet. And do we see down into the robot gauntlet? We can. Here's a better footage. Oh, and he makes it through. Is he going to get past the attack dog? Oh, yes, he is. And across, he jumps across the fire, acid fire. He made it. The first contestant onto the Death Tower trap. He makes it to the top. He gets up to the dungeon. Does he get trapped in? I don't believe so. I don't believe he is. He makes it to the top. And does he get back down to go down to the pink icing slide of death? And, oh no! He's been disqualified. He did not come up the pink icing slope of death. Stu Trooper has been disqualified, and also for trying to steal a piece of gold at the end. He is alive, ladies and gentlemen, but he is disqualified. Goodbye, Stu Trooper. Next to the podium, ladies and gentlemen, we have Google. Not just interesting in name, named after a web browser, mega company, etc., but also because Google is the first contestant to have no arms or legs. What have you got to say, Google?
Well, I know it's bad to think negative, but I doubt I'll make it through Australian Ninja Warrior.
Wow, the first warrior attemptee we've had who actually thinks they may not make it through. Okay, let's see what Google can do. Wait for the horn, Google. And Google is off. Ooh, slow as a slug, slow as a snail, slowly onto the slip and slide. We don't know what's underneath Google to know her capacity. Oh, look, she slides right through the wall to wall and up the ladder. She goes carefully onto the ladder and onto the rope. Oh, she dangles on the tiptoe of her teeny tippy tip backwards. And oh, look, is there cheating? No, apparently not. In the bucket spinner she goes. Does she get dizzy? Does she fall out? Nope, it looks like she stands on end again. This is incredible. We've not seen anything like this at all through the whole competition. And as she gets up to the robot gauntlet, we can see in the top of the robot gauntlet the dueling challenges of the blades. She gets past the savage dog, jumps over the fire, acid fire, goes in through the bottom, climbs up to the top. We've seen her, oh, we missed, but she did apparently go through the icing slide. She's now up at the top, and she goes around and skips out from the chamber and safely gets past the guard with the gun. We have a contestant who is looking good, ladies and gentlemen. We can see her coming down the Death Tower trap, and she comes down toward the rocket car. Will she make it? Will she make it? Look, and oh yes, she landed in the rocket car, ladies and gentlemen. Will she drive away? Yes, she drives away and wins. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Australia's first Ninja Warrior. Woo! Next, ladies and gentlemen, to Australia's Ninja Warrior, we have at the podium Jerry the Berry. What have you say, Jerry the Berry?
I am confident because I work 23 hours a day, 8 days a week.
Wow, did you hear that? He works 23 hours a day, 8 days a week. He implies the impossible is possible. What is your training regime made of, Jerry the Berry? What do you do in this work?
I do swinging from trees. I do flips. I mostly jump from a wall to another wall. I kind of do jump over fire.
Wow, he sounds like a parkour contestant, and this is so exciting. We can see one of the audience has in fact passed out with excitement. Medics, please come and get the dead or passed out patient or audience member. Okay, Jerry the Berry, back to the platform, please. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Please wait for the buzzer. And Jerry the Berry gets off on a great start, gets past the slip and slide, bounces through the wall to wall onto the white
ladder down onto the blue spinning podium. Skips misses the golden sword, and the wobbly light that it's hard to see, but we can see Jerry the Berry skip past, and he gets past the hot air jet, as you can see down there, onto the bucket spinner. And does Jerry fall out of the bucket spinner? No, Jerry makes it out, and up the white ladder onto the robot gauntlet, wigging his way through. We can see there he's looking good, past the vicious dog and the penguin, over the acid fire, up through the tower, climbs up the pink icing slide of death, up the tower, near the killer robot, misses out on the trap. Jerry the Berry makes it across, makes it down, and look, will we have another winner? We do! Jerry the Berry gets in the rocket car and rockets his one last obstacle wasn't expected, and gets past and makes it to Australia's Ninja Warrior. One last look back at our wonderful audience. Thank you, audience. We appreciate your time and attention. Sorry for the one who fell over and fainted. And Australia's Ninja Warrior, the first episode ever to screen and be recorded in Australia. We have the two winning contestants here. We have the timing. Can we please have a timing check to see who the winner is? For Google, can we have the time?
That will be 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
2 minutes and 5 seconds. Did I hear correctly?
That is true.
And the crowd goes wild. Google is excited. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. What an amazing time. And for Jerry the Berry. Judges, can we have the time for Jerry the Berry?
That would be 1 minute and 56 seconds.
1 minute and 56 seconds. Do I hear correctly?
Yes, it is correct. Jerry the Berry is the winner.
Jerry the Berry is the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear this? Woo! The crowd goes wild. The crowd goes absolutely insane. Google is so upset. Her muscles she has muscles, are tired. And now she goes off to take her prize and win the old fire truck with no gold. And Jerry the Berry comes down to get the rocket car and the gold as well. Will Google please transfer the gold over to Jerry the Berry in the rocket car?
Sure. See you later, suckers!
From the cactus.
Oh no, we have Google making a break for it, taking the gold. What is Jerry the Berry gonna do?
I'm Barry the Jerry.
I'm not Barry the Jerry. I'm Jerry the Berry.
Oh, and she's made a break for it. She has stolen the gold. Oh, look what will happen here. This is unexpected, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry the Berry jumps in the car with the rocket, and off they go.